How's everybody doing? It is Paul from Magpie 24/7 back again with a very much European view from the van. Hey, I wish I was in bloody Europe, I tell you that. I love a fucking holiday. Hey yo, I hope everybody is okay, fit and well, and looking forward to tomorrow when literally the country will shut down for the final, still can't believe I'm saying this, the final of a very, very much needed, entertaining European Championships, the 2020 edition, held a year later. Goodness me, what an adventure for England, finding their way all the way through from starting the tournament. We are now in the final. The Graham Jones effect, fully in evidence once again, as if one miracle last season in keeping Newcastle up wasn't enough. This lad is not satisfied with that. The Gateshead Guardiola strikes again and helps England find a way. And that is what we have done. We have found a way through to the final. Not champion football, not sexy football, not total football. No, it is effective, and there is a purpose, and there is a result at the end of it. And that result is that Gareth Southgate and his coaching team have stayed this talented bunch of players in this squad that was sort of strangely put together. A lot of scratch heads at the beginning of the tournament thinking, why are we taking so many right backs? Why are we doing this? Why isn't he going? What are we doing? What are we thinking? But it's just worked, and he has found a way to get the best out of it. And you can talk about your golden generations, your Beckhams, your Lampards, your Gerrards, etc. England have had fantastic players in the past, but never has it felt so much like a club side as it does at the moment. And I've never seen a spirit and a togetherness. You've got Grealish coming on, Grealish going off, having no qualms or complaints about that because the game management needed it. You've got 5 players who haven't even touched the ball yet. Again, no complaints, total and utter unity and togetherness, and they're going to need that in abundance if we are to come out of this victorious against an Italian team who are experienced, who have been there and done that and are on a mission after missing out on the 2018 World Cup. 33 games unbeaten, defeating some big teams in the tournament, and all of that on a backdrop of not playing the best brand of football, but again, just like England, finding a way, and also just like England, based upon a fantastic, solid defence. Yes, I know Jordan Pickford's only got those wee tiny arms. He can't touch the crossbar, as was evident when the Danish took the lead in the semi-final, because he just couldn't. His arms are only too short, and the Danish placed it to perfection during that game to take the lead. But by and large, England have been fantastic at the back, and a lot of that comes down to the hard work, the determination, the skill set, and the know-how, and the obsession with keeping clean sheets from that defence. The defence has been magnificent. I thought Harry Maguire in particular has come in and he's offered so much defensively and offensively in the opposition box, of free kicks, corners, that sort of thing. He has been fantastic. Luke Shaw doesn't get enough said about him. Wrote off as an overweight piece of shit by Mourinho. Told he wasn't having a game at the highest, he didn't have a career or a future at the highest level in the game by Mourinho, and it's probably more evidence of Mourinho being slightly out of touch these days than anything to do with Luke Shaw. But he's come back with a huge chip on his shoulder, and he's been one of the top performers for me, for England during this tournament. Luke Shaw. For Walk has been fantastic. Stones, I think, has added a lot more concentration to his game. He's always got the skill set, let's face it, but the concentration has come with experience and being involved in big games and stuff before. And that's another thing for this England team. A lot of it has been there, done it, got the t-shirt, played in big games, know what the pressure's like, and most importantly, with the likes of your Trippiers even in there, with the likes of your Hendersons in there, your Sterlings and of the world, they know what it's like, and they know what you've got to do to win. They've got the t-shirt, and that's maybe what we haven't had in previous generations and incarnations of England teams. And a joy to behold. I thought the semi-final, I thought both semi-finals were really, really good, to be honest, in different ways. The Spanish bossed the Italians, but the Italians did what the Italians do, and that is, like I said, find a way. England, on the other hand, I thought we totally dominated, to be fair, against the Danish. It wasn't swashbuckling style. It was very pragmatic. It was very, we're going to base upon our defence, and we're going to protect, and then we're going to work our way into the game, and we're going to use our substitutes, and we're going to flex our muscles later in the game. But the mentality was fantastic. Even when we went 1-0 down, you saw Kane, no, we've got this, lads, we've got this, we know we've got plenty of time, we know we're going to come back into this, and there's I'd say that confidence and that swagger, and that we did. It could have been more. I didn't think offensively Denmark offered anything really, apart from the goal off a set piece, surprise, which is how I felt that they would probably score. I did predict it, didn't I? 2-1, yeah. I did it well, predicted it. But England were much the better side. England wanted to win the game, but they wanted to win it playing their current style of football. They stuck at it. There was changes from the bench as well when we needed to, so we changed shape, changed formation, we did all of that. Nice to see changes being made positively from the bench. That's something as Newcastle supporters we just weren't used to under Bruce. But yes, system needs to be changed, fine. Personnel need to be changed. Yeah, Southgate is big enough, bad enough, and can carry the weight of making difficult decisions, and that he's done throughout the tournament. He's rotated. You've never been able to second guess his teams, and that is a huge credit and huge kudos, I think, personally, to Gareth Southgate, who's had his critique from yours truly just as much as everybody else. I scratched my head at some of the squad selection. He's been proved right. I didn't think he was the best candidate for the job, but the way he has galvanised these lads together and he's got them playing so well, like a club side, is a joy to behold. And he is able to do things that no England manager who has been more qualified, you could say, his predecessors, has been able to do. There's no clicks, because we've had that before, previous tournaments, fantastic players. We've got our golden generation, we've got our Beckhams, and we've got our Coles and Scholes and Gerrards and etc, etc, etc. But you'd always get those little clicks forming. There's the Manchester United contingent, there's the Liverpool contingent, there's the this, that, the other, the Arsenal contingent or whatever. Nowadays, I don't see, that's a Manchester United contingent, that's a this, that's a that, that's the other. I just see it as England, and it's just like, it's all for England. It's all for the right, the right call, the right motives. There's none of that club bias or the club separation being called into question, and that is fantastic to see. Did I think at the beginning of the tournament that England could go on and win it? Possibly not. I was hoping for at least another semi-final or something like that, but they've obliterated that target, and now looking at making history. Like I touched on before, it's not going to be easy against the Italians. They're probably slight favourites, you would have to say. England not done it in 55 years. Italians on the back of a 33-match unbeaten run. But I just look at it and I sit there and think, are the stars aligning for such an unlikely situation unfolding? It would be the perfect antidote to what has been a truly, truly awful, year and a half, living under these restrictions and coronavirus and all of that shite. It would just be perfect. And sports sometimes does that for you, and football sometimes does that for you. It writes the perfect, the perfect sequence of events out. It's just like a work of art, and it would be a work of art for England to get through and to win this. And then that would give us fantastic belief and optimism going forward into the future with a World Cup coming up. It would be brilliant. And as Newcastle supporters, hopefully a bright new dawn for our club side, on top of England performing well. would be just what the doctor ordered. But yeah, huge credit goes to Gareth Southgate for making bold calls. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again for the final and changed one or two players. I thought Phillips didn't have his best game last time out. I thought Henderson coming on added a much needed dimension to the game. That's not knocking Phillips at all. I just think that the tournament maybe is catching up with him. But that's just one potential change you could make. I'm not saying he should make that change. It's just a potential change you could make. You could bring Trippier in to freshen it up. With regards to extra time and all the emotion, from what happened, with the semi-final victory and stuff. He may be tempted into a few changes, and if he does, he's got fantastic options there, left, right and centre. Whoever you bring in, you're not weakening it down whatsoever, because there's quality all over the park. Just be interesting to see what formation he goes with as well. And then the entire nation will tune in and hold their breath. It will be a fantastic sight to see England finally, first time in my lifetime, being able to win anything. And I'd say the Italians are maybe slight favourites, slight favourites, but you wouldn't put it past England, would you? Not with how they've been playing, not with the team spirit, not with the focus and the determination and the togetherness. You wouldn't put it past England at all to be able to do what seemingly at one point seemed to be, the impossible, and just go and win the thing. And I think everybody will just be gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked. It will shut a lot of opposition fans from over the continent. You've had the Germans literally piping in, we don't see England as competitors because they're not major contenders for tournaments and stuff like that. It shuts people up, it puts us back on the world stage, which is where we need to be. We have fantastic facilities. In years gone by, we probably lagged behind the likes of France and Spain and Germany with regards to developing the youth players and this, that and the other, but it's something that we've clearly got a lot better on. And our English club sides now, they win left, right and centre. Some of the biggest teams up there, they have a good splattering of exciting English talent. And opportunity presents itself this Sunday. It really does. I don't think there's any added pressure on for England. Maybe the Italians, after missing out on the World Cup in 2018, have got it, but they will be going into a very, very hostile environment at Wembley. They're talking about minimal numbers for the Italians being allowed over, so that again it could be the difference. You're talking about the 12th man behind England roaring them on to success. That could be huge, because the atmosphere has been unbelievable. After the semi-final, I literally watched it, and I've watched it back, and I've watched other things on YouTube and this, that and the other, and with just the volume on and just soaking up the atmosphere. And football has been nothing without the fans, and this has been a perfect example of it. You talk about scenes and stuff. That was scenes after that victory against the Danish. Unbelievable. And just for those of you who are still touching on, well, should we even be in the final? Yeah, we should be. Listen, we've been shagged over that many times, and we've had that much shit happen to us in previous ones. You talk about the Beckham flick out and getting sent off. You talk about the hand of God. You talk about the ghost goal for Lampard. We deserved that little bit of luck in getting that very, very dubious penalty. But listen, you make your own luck in these tournaments. I think Southgate deserved that to go his way. England have deserved to have it go our way. And I think Southgate, he's totally into it. It's almost like a personal healing for him, for everything that happened in Euro 96 with the penalty miss and stuff like that. It seems to be a bit of a healing process for him as well, personally. I tell you something, if we do win, Pizza Hut, you need to get your act together and you need to sort out that advert, and you've got to take the paper bag off that lad's head. You've really got to do it. There's got to be a rework of that advert, hasn't there, with the Pizza Hut lot. So yeah, that has to be done surely, as a matter of sense. Prediction time. I would have never at the beginning of the tournament predicted an England win, but I am going to go with it as well. I think one of the key areas for this game could be their defence, which is rather on the senior side, shall we say, compared to England's youth, and certainly in the attacking midfield wide areas. So I think if England can keep it nice and solid, first half play our cards close to our chest, and then second half really push on with the pace, get the ball to Sterling, get it to Sterling, let him run round and operate and pull defenders and tire them out, because if we can take advantage of their tiring, aging defence, then that could be the advantage that we need to get the win and make history ourselves. Come on lads, just do it, see it over the line, one last final push, and then we will be European champions heading into the World Cup next time, and then defending champions next time. Craziness, absolute craziness. I do think we'll do it. 2-1, we'll go away again. It served me well in the last game. I'll go with it again. The Italians always have a knack of just being able to get the odd goal. But I think England, if we can use our youth and energy correctly, including players off the bench, then we can put the chances on a plate for Kane. And I think the Italians would love it if they had somebody of the quality of a Harry Kane in their team, and I don't think they've got anybody of that quality in there. So I think all of that. I think we'll edge it 2-1, and it's going to be huge. It's not just the starting lads, huge with the players that we've got on the bench and what they can do and how they can affect the result of this game. So let me know what you think down below. Can England win? Will they do it? Do you think that we deserve that bit of luck in the semi-final? I certainly do. I've been through enough tournaments and enough shit, and we've been like literally done over that many times and had bad luck and had bad refereeing decisions and all this sort of thing, that I think we deserved that little bit, because I still think it was a penalty. I think there was a more deliberate one later on in the game actually that wasn't given, to be fair. I was screaming for it at the time. Yeah, I think we deserved what we got. And now, like I say, it is just a matter of history. There will be nothing done tomorrow. That is for certain. The van is getting parked up for the day. Nothing getting done. Monday will sort itself out, I'm sure. But yeah, history, and I'm hopeful that England can do it. Hey God, it's nice to be able to watch a final where you've got a vested interest in it and your team could actually win a trophy. What a nice feeling, what an unusual feeling as a Newcastle United supporter that is. And just before I finish, we will be doing more Newcastle stuff on the channel very shortly. Lots of things kicking off with the takeover at the moment. That's going to step up the gear next week as well. So we will be covering that. New shirts coming out. Hopefully some players going to be signing shortly. New contracts sorted out for quite a lot of the out of contract players. The only one we don't really know about, and the club hasn't confirmed that he's definitely left, is Andy Carroll. So we're going to be doing some videos coming up, as well as talking about the likes of the new shirt. Yeah, have you seen it? For your eyes only, of course. Hopefully it'll grow on us. I prefer a little bit more stripes on the home shirt, the goalkeeper shirt, which I thought was an away shirt at one point. It looks a bit bagpuss mixed with Chewits type thing job, but yeah, the jury, we'll see how it looks out on the players. I think that's the fairest thing to say, but we are doing videos on them. They'll be coming out on the Magpie 24/7 YouTube page, shared across all of our socials. Please give it a like. It does mean a heck of a lot. We put a lot of effort into Magpie 24/7. It's a morning, noon and night job on top of everything else that we do, so it is appreciated when you click subscribe on it, for all the hard work that goes into it. But yeah, exciting times ahead for England. Hopefully exciting times ahead also for Newcastle as well with regards to the takeover. But for the time being, it is literally all eyes on London and all eyes on Wembley as England and Italy do battle to decide who will be the winner, who will be the champion of Euro 2020. And yeah, I think all of us watching this video, myself included, are desperate for England to do it. And it has to be our time sooner rather than later. Goodness me, we've waited long enough. 1966, 2021. Come on, England.
Oh, go bollocks, Jonesy. It's not my fault it went in your mouth. Proper bellender, tell them.